You know that weird, mysterious gap between what you absolutely intend to do and what you actually end up doing? You know exactly what the right move is, yet somehow you do the exact opposite? Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving into a genuinely fascinating psychological and evolutionary phenomenon. It's called the efficiency instinct, and it's the hidden reason why your brain absolutely craves shortcuts.
Okay, let's dive into this. Picture this highly relatable scenario. You open up your laptop, fully intending to finally tackle that massive project. You sit down, crack your knuckles, you're ready to go, and then 5 minutes later, you are mindlessly scrolling social media. Or you promise yourself you're going to work out, but somehow you never leave the couch. You decide you're going to eat healthy today, and suddenly you're holding a bag of chips. It leaves you sitting there wondering, why do I always choose the easiest path? Am I just naturally lazy? Well, the truth is deeply surprising. Your brain is not trying to make you fail. Section 1. The Evolutionary Reveal. Survival was an energy game. Here is the shocking scientific pivot. Our tendency to avoid hard work isn't laziness at all. It's actually a deeply ingrained, highly effective evolutionary survival mechanism. I want you to transport yourself back 50,000 years. No supermarkets, no refrigerators, and definitely no food delivery apps. Every single calorie you ate had to be hunted, gathered, or tracked down. That required enormous amounts of physical energy. You were walking for miles, climbing, carrying heavy loads. And because food was wildly unpredictable, energy was literally the most precious resource on Earth. Every unnecessary movement wasted life-saving calories. So early humans who aggressively conserved energy whenever they could were simply way more likely to survive and pass on their genes. Over thousands of generations, natural selection heavily rewarded brains that constantly searched for the absolute easiest way to do things. And that ancient survival strategy, it is still running in the background of your mind right now.
Section 2. The Neuroscience of Efficiency.
20%. To put this into perspective, your brain is tiny. It only makes up about 2% of your total body weight. Yet, it consumes roughly 20% of your daily energy. Think about how staggering that biological cost is. Thinking is wildly expensive. Making decisions is expensive. Learning new skills is extremely expensive. Because of this massive energy drain, your brain is practically forced to constantly hunt for shortcuts.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how your brain actually pulls off that energy conservation. It relies on things called mental heuristics. Basically, instead of carefully analyzing every single new situation, it relies on quick mental patterns. Imagine driving to a brand new job for the first few times. Every single turn requires your total focus. But months later, you barely even think about the route. You arrive at work and almost don't even remember the drive. Your brain successfully automated that familiar routine to aggressively conserve energy. And your brain loves saving energy.
This brings us to a really crucial piece of ancient anatomy, the basal ganglia. This is the exact part of your brain that controls those automatic behaviors. Every time you repeat an action, you strengthen the connections between neurons right here until a behavior happens totally without conscious effort, whether that's brushing your teeth, tying your shoes, or unlocking your smartphone. Now, this is incredibly useful for surviving in the wild, but here is the really dangerous catch. The basal ganglia cannot distinguish between a good behavior and a bad one. It literally never asks, hey, is this good for my long-term future? It only asks one question. Have we done this before?
Section 3. The Modern Technology Trap. We have a biological blind spot, and it is violently colliding with the modern world. Modern algorithms have essentially weaponized our ancient programming against us. Think about the contrast. Ancient survival required immense, agonizing physical effort just to secure basic calories, but modern convenience requires absolutely zero effort to consume endless calories and endless entertainment. There is a widening, highly dangerous gap between the harsh environment our brains were built for and the totally effortless world we actually live in today. And technology is perfectly designed to exploit that exact gap.
It's completely frictionless now. Just one tap on a screen to have an absolute feast delivered right to your front door.
One swipe for endless, perfectly curated entertainment. Constant notifications that demand immediate, low-effort responses just to give you that quick, easy dopamine hit.
One click to buy practically anything on the planet. These algorithms have learned exactly what hooks our attention, and they serve it to us with zero friction. And your brain? It constantly defaults to these options simply because they don't cost any energy.
Section 4. The hidden cost of easy choices.
And this brilliantly illustrates the real problem. Let's slow down for a second, because these effortless choices, they come with a deeply serious price tag. Yes, taking the shortcut is natural. But when your brain always takes the easy way out, you pay a hidden tax on your own potential. Reading a quick summary is way easier than reading a challenging book. Watching a motivational video feels amazing, but actually getting up and taking action is hard. Mindlessly scrolling your feed is effortless, but sitting down to create something requires intense focus. Every single time we choose immediate comfort, it quietly steals our future opportunities to learn, to grow, and to overcome real challenges. Your brain saves energy today for sure, but it completely sacrifices your progress tomorrow.
Section 5. Redesigning your environment.
So what does this all mean? How do we escape this trap? Well, the goal is absolutely not to fight your ancient brain. That's a willpower battle you are eventually going to lose the second you get tired. The goal is to work with it by redesigning your surroundings. We have to outsmart our own basal ganglia. You want to exercise? Leave your workout clothes right in the middle of the floor so you literally trip over them in the morning. Want to read more? Put a book on your keyboard instead of your smartphone. Want to stop doom scrolling? Remove the distracting apps from your home screen just to add a tiny bit of friction to that bad habit. If the brain naturally flows down the path of least resistance, then our job is beautifully simple. We just have to make the right choices, the easiest choices. When the good stuff becomes effortless, your success becomes automatic.
And so, we build to the ultimate question. Which path are you going to choose? Your brain doesn't love the couch because it's lazy. It loves it because your ancestors survived famines and brutal journeys by saving energy. But today's world is fundamentally different. The easiest choice is almost never the best choice anymore. True, lasting success comes from actively choosing growth, even when that ancient biology inside your skull is practically begging you to take this shortcut.
I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. The very next time you instinctively reach for the easiest option, or that super quick dopamine hit, or the path of least resistance, just pause for 1 second. Ask yourself with total honesty, is this saving my energy, or is it stealing my future? Because the most amazing achievements in your life are absolutely never going to come from the easiest path. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I challenge you to make the harder, better choice today.